everybody.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back to another episode of Take 47. Now, this episode is our 10th. We've made it to number 10.
Wow. Double digits for TGB.
Yeah, it is crazy to think that we've done 10 weeks of just you and I blabbering on for an X amount of minutes.
You know, for the most part, it seems like people have really enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've had a lot of fun myself, and I hope you guys continue for even more episodes. Our next goal is 100. Woo! Woo! It's a very far away goal, but you know what?
But no kidding, a huge thanks to all of our viewers, all of our supporters. We really couldn't do it without you guys.
No, seriously. Honestly, it really is awesome that you guys are really into it, so thank you guys very much. But let's get all this sappy garbage out of the way, huh? Come on.
Who feels anything anymore, am I right?
Yeah, I know, right? Screw emotion. Anyway, this topic is something that was hinted at on episode 9 last week with Ryan Reynolds, where Cole went on a slight little tangent about how much he doesn't like movie trailers. I mean, that in and of itself is a fantastic topic because over the years, a lot of people have shown a lot of hate towards the way movie trailers are handled. And I think that's a fantastic topic to get into. So without further ado, let's dive bomb into this giant topic that is movie trailers and why they suck nowadays. Now, Cole.
Yeah.
Since you're the one that technically initiated this topic nonchalantly.
My little outburst.
Yeah, you might as well just continue your little outburst or have like an origin story for that outburst, if you will.
That's fair. It really all boils down to I like to be wowed and I like to be amazed. And every time I see a movie trailer that like explains the plot to me, it doesn't amaze me. It takes a little bit out of it every time. And really, it's, for me, about making the viewer feel dumb. You know? Like, when you take out all the suspense and you make it so plain and so simple, it really downplays the effect that all of those twists and turns would have had if I was figuring them out for the same time, not just recognizing them from a trailer.
Right.
And so it almost turns into a debate of, like, is the director insulting me by giving me this trailer because he doesn't think that I could pick up on these things myself.
Right.
And I gotta say, like, that is enough to make me not want to watch movie trailers. I
absolutely agree. I to expand on that a little bit more, I was actually, when you were explaining this, when a movie trailer gets too descriptive, when it starts showing basically the whole goddamn movie, it doesn't turn into you going to the movie theater and enjoying the theater-going experience and watching an hour and a half or whatever, however long the movie is, and getting entertained. It turns into a checklist. It turns into a, this set looks familiar. The trailer showed an action sequence here. Yeah. Well, now just wait for the action sequence.
You start to, like, predict.
Exactly. You officially don't care about what the characters are talking about. You officially don't care about the characters at all. And you just want to get to the fun little boom, boom, pow, pow parts. And it's annoying that some trailers do that. And
it's such a shame.
It really is because, I mean, when you think about it, movies can easily be ruined by their trailers. For example, Jaws, we were kind of talking about before we started this episode. And of course, when we're recording this episode, the day that we were recording it, we plan on showing it to our good friend Griffin, a part of the channel as well.
Of course, the renowned G of TGB.
The long-haired, wild character that he is. And I think Jaws is a perfect example of a movie that could have been destroyed by a very descriptive trailer, an overly descriptive trailer, because the whole point of the movie, right? Like the whole reason why that movie is still considered one of the most suspenseful movies of all time is because aside from all the mechanical trouble that they had with the animatronic shark or whatever, Steven Spielberg had to creatively come up with ways to show that the shark is there without actually showing the shark.
Right, because he probably didn't have the budget to get the shark there the whole time.
Well, yeah, I mean, and not only that, a few times the animatronic quite literally just sank to the bottom of the ocean, and they had to fish
Build
it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and not to mention seawater corrodes, metal, so it was just a whole disaster for another whole story for another time. But in response to that, Steven Spielberg had to, like I said, display ways of the shark being there without actually being there.
Sure.
Where the audience knows that the shark exists, that there's a massive threat in this water, but you don't actually see it, and it's more like your imagination. That's why the iconic shots of like the camera being under the swimmers, where it looks like it's like a shark's eye view of his next potential victims and all that, and it's all just a perfect
to be the shark.
Precisely, it's all a perfect formula. But of course, we do have shots of the shark. I mean, there are plenty of shots of the shark towards the end, where it's the gloves are off. Quint, Hooper, and Brody are all trying to hunt down the shark, whatever. So it's done hiding. It's now a battle of wits, like who's going to come out on top. So if in the trailer, because the original trailer played it safe and smart, the only thing you see is the dorsal fin, but everyone knows that a shark has a dorsal fin, of course.
Right.
And the poster...
And that's iconic, seeing that go around in the water.
Exactly. And the poster's just a picture of a shark. Mm-hmm. You don't actually see the real thing. You don't see its eyes, its teeth, anything. You don't see anything else other than the fin and then the face on the poster, but that's hand-drawn.
Yeah.
So you don't really see, like, what the shark's going to look like.
And you keep on hearing Jaws.
Yes, exactly. So... if magically, in this trailer, if this trailer was over-descriptive, you would probably see the giant explosion at the end when the shark gets blown up, but they'd edit it just enough so it doesn't look like it's the shark. They would probably have Brody's one-liner when he goes to shoot the shark. They would probably show the shark jumping on the back of the orca towards the end of the movie and cause the boat to start sinking. They probably would have showed the part where Brody is chumming the water, and it's before he says, oh, speaking of which, he also would say, you're going to need a bigger boat.
Yep.
And
iconic.
The trailers, guarantee you, if it was made nowadays, would have all that. And it suddenly isn't as exciting. Like, you suddenly see the shark, it's the big reveal, but it's in a trailer form and not the actual movie.
So when you see the movie, there is no terror.
Precisely.
Of the first time that you behold His Majesty.
or the excitement of seeing Brody on a sinking ship, and he's like this close to the ocean surface, and the shark's getting closer to him, and he only has like this small window of time to actually shoot the tank in the shark's mouth. Like, that's an exciting moment. You're sitting there and you're like, hit him, and he's missing, and like, that's an exhilarating moment.
Mm-hmm. To throw it away in a
trailer. Have some of it in a trailer ruins it.
Absolutely.
Because then you're going to wait for that one moment. Because it's easy to pick up on things in trailers and stuff when, for example, in 1917, last year, or technically this year when we saw it, but
true.
The trailer, I think, was overly descriptive. I thought it was a bad trailer for the movie.
It showed him running through that one trench scene.
Not only did it show
at the very end
the coolest scene in the movie.
Yeah, I really wish it didn't.
Yeah, and it also showed that, since obviously that's towards the end, because you can look at it from a point of view of like the beginning of the trailer, right? The beginning of the trailer shows the actual incident, shows the plot. You two need to go behind enemy lines and deliver a message.
Yeah, I thought that much was fine.
Yeah, they're decked out in gear. They have helmets. They have their vests. They have their bag. They have their rifles.
Clear it's a World War I movie.
Clearly. They have everything. It's him and him. These two guys.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden, the last part of the trailer shows him without any of that gear.
Yeah.
Only one person. And he has, like, dust, ash, blood all over his face, whatever.
Yeah,
so you're telling me,
a genius to figure out one of them dies.
When that trailer came out, I thought to myself, so he's gonna die. The Dean Charles Chapman, who's the actor who played Blake, if I remember his name, the one who died.
Blake and Schofield.
Yes, Blake and Schofield. I already thought that he was gonna die. I was like, so he's gonna die, and that's the last shot of the movie. Now,
you didn't know how right you were.
To be honest, when we watched the movie, I wasn't really in the moment. I was waiting for those moments.
Yeah.
And while looking back on it now, because I got to see it a few more times working there, I love the movie. When we first watched it, I thought it was just like I thought it was good, but I was still like kind of bummed out that the first trailer that they ever came out with, showed the final shot, one of the final shots in the movie, and showed enough progression in the trailer alone, where it technically was like a summary of the movie. And I think that's not the way to go. Like, what if Endgame showed the on your left moment and Cap saying Avengers Assemble?
See, you bring up an interesting point about Endgame, which I agree that if they did do those things, it would have been a far worse experience.
Right.
But do you think that what they did do with was it Endgame or a different movie where they actually showed pieces of the movie that were edited for the trailer that they didn't put in the movie?
Oh, you mean
like they actually
like
fabricated...
purpose, misinformation on purpose, type deal.
Is that fair game, do you think?
I think, honestly...
Like, they were clearly trying to mislead
because Jordan Peele's Get Out did the same thing.
Yeah.
With the like, deer jump scare that's like a skeleton deer towards the end of the trailer. I guess technically the argument would be we're explaining the plot of the movie without actually having to show the movie, which makes sense. I guess it all depends on how. I understand what you mean though, because that is kind of.
I feel like it's sketchy, but like
it is because
it's not necessarily wrong. Because how could Alfred Hitchcock have advertised Psycho, and it's very revolutionary at the time, false protagonist?
Yeah.
If he didn't just like lie to people or not tell them the whole story.
Exactly. So I feel like
at some point you have to let yourself be lied to be amazed.
I feel like misleading trailers can actually be pretty good because, for example, Hereditary.
Did that too.
I saw the trailer for Hereditary, and it does do the false protagonist thing. The girl who, the deformed girl who, her character's name is Charlie. So Charlie in the trailer makes it look like she's one of the main characters, like she's like going to be possessed or something. And I was like, oh, it's a possession movie. I'll pass. Never saw it. And then I actually watched the movie when I was in New York.
Yeah. And
not only did I think it was a fantastic movie up until the last 5 minutes, but Charlie is not the main. She dies.
Oh, so you really got your opinion handed back to you on a silver platter there.
Yeah, I did. I mean, if I watch it now, like, I can still watch it. Like, I think it's another movie with excellent suspenseful moments that the trailer honestly didn't show at all. So, I mean, it was a good trailer, but it also at the same time did mislead, and you think that this little girl is going to be one of the centerpieces of the story when actually she kind of gets, knocked off about halfway through it. And I think misinformation can be good and bad. For example, I don't know if you've ever heard of the movie, but It Comes at Night.
No, I haven't.
It's a movie with Joel Edgerton, and the trailers made it seem like it was gonna be a very isolated horror movie. That it was because it starts off with this family walking outside, and it's this guy in a gas mask, and he has a rifle in his hand, and he has this guy tied up to a tree. And like asks him a bunch of questions, and then at the end of that scene in the trailer, it's these two families living in this one house in the middle of the woods, while the world's like coming to an end. It's like an mid-apocalypse movie, something like A Quiet Place or something like that. And
that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, towards the end of the trailer. Because the rules of the house in the trailer that they state is like, don't open that door at night. Do not. And they're like, okay. Well, in one of the shots, the door was open. Someone opened the door on the inside. And there's a trail of blood leading into the house, and they're like, okay. So now I thought it was kind of going to be like an Alien type thing, where it's like they're stuck in this one area, there's really no way out, and this thing is going to pick them off one by one, or like kind of like The Thing or anything like that. Any other classics in suspenseful horror. Only it really wasn't that at all. the kind of like threat, if you will, the it really wasn't an it at all. It was just the insanity of
They turned out to
people.
just be.
And it's kind of stupid. Like, so I mean, I guess technically trailers can be so
If you
good.
die in the movie, you die for real.
I guess if trailers are so good for a movie that's so bad, that's even worse, honestly. Like, I mean, I showed you the trailer for Resident Evil Retribution, and the
I
movie
thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah, and then the movie we actually got.
I didn't think it was very good at all.
No, no, exactly. So I mean, it's a perfect example of the seat cuts both ways, where a movie can be really good but can be ruined by a trailer, or because a trailer can throw in a different vibe. Because I mean, the director's not the one that cuts the trailer together.
Of course not.
And I'm sure if it was up to the director, some movies probably wouldn't even have trailers. Or if anything, those trailers would probably be like, "It's a movie, go see it."
You
That's
know,
about it.
I was gonna bring that up of like, would that be a better option? But you were talking about how like a really good movie like Hereditary could have a trailer and a trailer that you didn't enjoy, and so like you just missed out on that movie for a while.
Yeah.
And it didn't see any money from you. And so like, it makes me think that if really popular movies were just like, it's a movie, go see it, people wouldn't do it.
I can agree with that.
Like, people expect the flash of a movie trailer.
Well, I think I feel like it would have been something that could have been done. A movie that has no trailers. I think back in older Hollywood, when it wasn't so much the actual plot or the story,
I was just seeing the actors.
it was the star power that you had in the movie.
Yeah.
If you had really good star power, for example, I mean, Jaws had Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, and Richard Dreyfuss. I mean, star power definitely was a big thing back then, whereas now there's only like a select few actors that people go to see the movie because they're in it. And for example, it'd be like DiCaprio, or I know Johnny Depp is still a fairly big one despite all the controversy he's in at the moment.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, Brad Pitt. And, I mean,
De Niro.
yeah, we got De Niro.
Pacino.
I'd say Pacino is...
Americano.
okay. Macchiato. Yeah, I'd say Pacino kind of like went down a little bit, only because, I mean, he doesn't really do many movies. But I absolutely think that, I mean, that is a fair point, where people probably won't want to see trailers, so I think the best way around that is to show a very small trailer that gets people just hooked enough, and if you just leave it at that, that little high that they get at the end of the trailer, where they're like, that's it, I want to see more, then that drives them to see it. A perfect example of this would be 2018's A Quiet Place.
Yeah,
Or
that
2017. I think it was 17. Was it 18? It was 18.
It
April.
was 18.
Yeah. The first trailer we got of that, you didn't see any of the monsters at all. You only showed the like one main scene that they showed was when the kid Bo turns on the rocket ship and John Krasinski is running down trying to grab him before the monster does.
You knew that kid was going to die, but to me that was okay because that was the opening of the movie.
Precisely. Yeah. And in that trailer, it shows a couple other things, and it ends with the mother going to give birth in a world where making sound is going to get you killed. So,
and that scene
that's it.
was excellent.
Yeah, and you just, if you leave the trailer at that, everyone's like, okay, what? That's it? And then you just throw the date out?
More of that.
That's it. Perfect. That, I think, is the best way to tackle a trailer. Because if you, like movies like action movies, right?
Yeah.
You're
Talking
going
about our
into
John Wicks and
Yeah. You go to an action movie,
Top Gun.
you're expecting action, right?
I would hope so.
Yeah. I mean, if you see a John Wick, you want to see John Wick kicking ass. So,
Right, I don't care if it's realistic.
Yeah.
Just show me what I paid for.
yeah, because, I mean, it's fun. It's entertaining. My response is, I get that you want, like, every, seat filled in a theater. But my question is, an hour and a half to 2 hour movie only has so many action sequences. Why are you going to take like most of them or the best ones and throw them in a trailer and say go see it?
Yeah.
Because you've already technically seen it. You're going into the movie seeing like probably the beginning of that action scene and then the end of that action scene because they put the most critical point in the trailer. That's unfortunate that some trailers or the people who are responsible for making the trailers see this and they're like, yes, absolutely, that's what we should do. When in the end, it's not what you should do at all. And it's unfortunate that trailers are kind of like this because it does ruin movies. I think trailers can be both a blessing and a curse in a way.
Yeah. I wonder then what we should do. Like, how do we remedy this problem? Because right now it just kind of seems like, well, that's the way things are.
Unfortunately, it really does seem like that's the way things are. There's really no way to go about it. There's really no... Because, I mean, there are people that do respect the short and sweet movie trailers.
Yeah.
Antlers, being one of the newer horror movies that was supposed to come out this year but got delayed to February of next year, is another one that had a trailer that was about a minute or two long. And still, even after like the 2 or 3 trailers they've had come out, you still really don't know anything about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything, it just got me more and more excited. So that's cool. That's the right way to handle it. Whereas, for example, what movie was I just thinking of? For example, like, there was a trailer that like showed everything. 1917. 1917.
Yeah, you got it.
For example, in 1917, where the trailer ends up showing everything, and you're excited to see the movie because, I mean, I'm a sucker for war movies, and especially war movies done right. Yeah. And, like, that's cool or whatever, but you showed me most of the movie, so I'm going to go in already kind of knowing most of the movie, because anyone who's seen more than one movie in their life, if they see a trailer that has, like, a bunch of shots like this, if you've ever seen like a Saving Private Ryan,
movies are very formulaic. You can so easily guess the ending.
So that's the dangerous part, is that like we said, there's only so much you can do in an hour 30 or 2 hour movie, or even 3 hours for some movies. And movies are so formulaic to the point where you genuinely can probably pick out a movie right even before you actually see it. You see the first trailer and go, huh, okay, so what's probably going to happen is this, that, this. And very few times are you wrong. And that's the unfortunate part.
Yeah, I feel like I can forgive predictability just because I consider myself to be a little too good at guessing what's going to happen at the end of movies sometimes, and I kind of shoot myself in the foot with that. Mm-hmm. But I can forgive. What I can't forgive is just giving me the Reader's Digest of the movie before I see the movie. So that's why I have just chosen to stop watching the bulk of movie trailers. Mm-hmm. I still try to educate myself on what's coming out, and if I know if it's something like Cats, I'll definitely watch the trailer, because that I want to soak up all the ridiculousness I can.
You want to know what's funny?
Yes.
That's the perfect example of a trailer not showing enough. And the unfortunate thing is, that is a trailer I would genuinely be perfectly fine if they showed me the entire goddamn movie in the first 3-minute trailer. Swear to God. I didn't even know how the play went. I did not know what the songs were with the trailer. So seeing it, I was
so bad.
Oh, it's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But no, I agree with you. I think it's annoying that some trailers are like the Reader's Digest Virgin. Jesus Christ, I did it again.
That's the second time.
I know, it's weird. I don't know. The Reader's Digest version of these movies, and I think it absolutely kills the vibe of the actual film itself. So I feel like, if anything, there's really no way around it other than if you've seen one trailer and that one trailer doesn't tell you everything, it's probably best if you stop at that one trailer. Yeah. If you're interested in the movie especially, stop at that one trailer.
I know it might seem contradictory, but we promise that you'll enjoy it more in the long run.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, seriously, I only watched the first Quiet Place trailer because based on the actual theme that, the mystery surrounding the movie, when I saw the movie, I loved it even more probably even more so than people who saw the like official trailer and had like all the scenes and stuff that they released to during the publicity run for the movie or whatever.
So remember, unless you're a hyper Marvel fan, stop trying to figure out what the movie trailer really means, because it really means nothing.
Yes.
Just go watch the movie.
Just watch the movie and avoid as many trailers as you can, because they're gonna have they're gonna have teaser trailer, official trailer 2, official TV spot, official TV movie spot,
Special Fandango trailer number 57.
right? An interview, and then the end we get an exclusive clip on Jimmy Fallon, and it's
Jimmy
this.
Fallon said something about it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like-
I know him.
Yeah. What?
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I was like,
I wish I knew Jimmy. So I could punch him.
Oh my god.
Punch him right in it. He got such a punchable nose, you know?
Oh my god.
He just go pop right in the nose, Jimmy Fallon. Pop, pop.
You know what? That's a topic for never. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 10 of Take 47.
Yeah,
Thank
10
you
episodes.
guys so much for allowing us to get to 10 episodes. We are forever in your debt. And as always, we will see you guys on the next Take 47. Bye, guys.
Peace out.